Okay, and I'm live. So, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is a bit of an ad hoc little podcast, if you will, and is the second inaugural reading of an anti-science paper challenge since the first one went over like a lead balloon. So we'll see if maybe we have a crowd that would enjoy doing such a thing a little bit more snugly in their schedule, as it were, this time around. So I'll start off as I did last time, and I've already picked my paper. It's interesting. So the procedure here is simple. You pick a paper or abstract, and hopefully one that hasn't been done yet. But if you have an original spin on one, feel free to use that. And then 2, begin a live stream and politely ignore the chat until step 8, if you're able to. It's more of a recommendation than a mandate. You know, it doesn't have to be a strict reading, somewhat as it was last time. 3, explain the challenge or procedure which I'm doing right now. 4, read the title, authors, and journal. We want to know exactly what it is we're reading and who it was written by and where it was published. Then read the abstract and name 3 or more people that you wish to challenge. You may not challenge a person who's directly challenged you, so no tag backs. 7, if you have the means and have the paper, go ahead and read the rest of it if you so choose. That's up to you if you can handle that much cringe. And then number 8, invite the public to comment as you wish, which in this case, because it's a bit of an ad hoc stream, leave that in the comments below, I guess. So the goal of this challenge is to highlight what an insular environment practicing poor reasoning yields and bring it from within echo chambers into the light of public debate. For this one, I challenge Spinosauruskin, Sabich, JJTalkz, LtSarge, ChrisRayGun, and ShoeOnHead. I'll repeat those after the abstract. So now on to what purports to be science. This is on Science Direct, by the way, so it should be science. But this is in the Annals of Tourism Research, or Annals as you might guess on your own coming up here. This is Culture and Post-Colonial Resistance, Antigua and Kincaid's A Small Place by Inaugural, LtSarge, and Christine and Vizindi. So this is what I mean by if you have the means. Not everyone has academic access or the money to buy the actual articles. And I don't know why you might want to support a journal that publishes stuff like this. Now the abstract. This paper uses post-colonial theory to analyze Jamaica Kincaid's quasi-autobiographical book, A Small Place. Kincaid's critique of tourism in Antigua reverses traditional travel writing trends in which first world perceptions of the third world dominate. She discursively dismantles the imaginative geographies of empire that cement binary oppositions such as tourist, native, and black-white. She collapses these binaries to illustrate the intricate ways in which the global neocolonial ethos created by economic dependencies manifest. Arguing that tourism is implicated in this hegemonic process, she utilizes the metaphor of a guided tour to redirect the imperial gaze. Kincaid argues that legacies of colonial oppression can change once tourists and hosts value the same things in the shared space of the contact zone. So some research highlights here are tourism is implicated in the neocolonial ethos. The imperial gaze is redirected by historicizing and politicizing the tourist gaze. Legacies of colonialism can be transformed through shared values. Skip keywords here. Now let's go ahead and focus on our principal author. Inaugural LtSarge is an associate professor in the Department of English at the Pennsylvania State University. Yeah. Her research interests include transnational and Black diaspora literatures, Third World women's literatures, contemporary slavery, and collective memory scholarship. Christine Vizindi is an assistant professor in the Department of Recreation, Park, and Tourism Management at the same university. Her research interests focus on representational politics, endogenous tourism development within marginalized communities, and slavery-related heritage tourism sites, which is promoted through Elsevier on Science Direct. This is not science. This is an essay on a book. So I'll go ahead and repeat who I'm challenging now. That would be Spinosauruskin, Sabich, JJTalkz, LtSarge, ChrisRayGun, and ShoeOnHead. Feel free to have some fun with this. If you need help finding papers like this, I can go ahead and point you to plenty of them. Now on to what kind of sparked this ad hoc. Recently, I found out that an account that I love following, mostly for cringy shit like this, had to kind of renew itself, mostly due to threats of doxing, funny as that is. And it finds a little bit of relevance back in an article about a paper that you could say sparked the entire challenge that I've contrived here. This is why an article about feminist glaciology in a major geography journal has been its top read story for months. This guy does this author here, John Michael Schneider, he did a reasonable job of looking at both sides of the story here. It's actually a fairly objective piece, but we're gonna narrow in on something here. First off, I'd like to just go ahead and reiterate that that paper is shit. And then we'll go back down here and find out where we need to be. Okay, so it says one popular Twitter user is taking advantage of the increasing controversy around questionable academic research. I'd say that taking advantage of is a bit of a stretch. It's more like just shining a light on it. And there's a lot of shitty research that's currently being published and posed as actual academic pursuit. It's not. So the account, Real Peer Review, if you never read any of their tweets, you have missed out. It concerns many different abstracts, such as the one I just read, that are, it doesn't have to be feminism or post-colonialism, whatever. Any kind of bunk research is fair game for this. But this person was tweeted out a lot of these different abstracts. Apparently they were threatened quite stridently. So the account has resurfaced, and I'll leave it to you to find it. Hint, it involves real and peer and review to some extent. But they apparently were told that if they wanted to have a future in their career, that they should no longer be publishing these tweets. Back when they used a different account. So before the account that had to go away for whatever reason and renew itself, this person was tweeting from their personal account. And I find it very silly that criticism of peers' work in any other field, not just your own, but in any field, criticism of peers' work is being squelched in this fashion, that pointing out the ridiculousness of other research that quite frankly needn't be done, or if it is done, certainly doesn't really qualify as a pure academic pursuit in its own right. That kind of criticism is being crushed under threat of one's livelihood. That irks me a lot. So a salute to that person. They do a great job and a service to everyone. I hope they continue doing that. In any event, that's the end of this stream. Thank you for watching, and hope you come back to see more.